Welcome back to Canonymous. If it's not China, it's Iran. If it's not Iran, it's India. And if it's not India, it's China. And around we go. Today, we're talking about India, though. Relations between Canada and India aren't going well, but according to the Liberals, it's getting better.
You mentioned the Indo-Pacific strategy. Part of that strategy is, and this is the same in the U.S., amplifying a relationship with India in order to counter the threat that China poses. It's become a bit tricky, as you are well aware, to do that with India because of the allegations that have...
Tricky is putting it lightly. We know India was involved in this year's assassination. America knows it, and what they were able to stop the assassination attempt on their soil proved it, and anybody with half a brain knows India is behind both of them.
Come to light that they were involved in the murder of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil. My understanding is that you have made multiple trips to India. What is your impression about why they are not cooperating?
I wouldn't describe them as not cooperating.
You would not?
No, I think we've made advancements in that relationship, and they understand what we believe happened. The RCMP investigation is well underway, and so I can't speak too much about it, and the RCMP...
So here's a funny thing. Canada's officials are offering their Indian counterparts a workshop on rule of law as Canada sees it. Why do I feel a little disgusted with that? Put your foot down a little harder. They came onto your sovereign soil and assassinated one of your people. Now, backing up a little bit, I don't even think that guy should have been here in the first place. I don't think he should have been given citizenship at all. You want to fight for a separate nation and a separate country, you do that in that country. Don't use here as your safe haven to fight your battle. But regardless, he was assassinated as a Canadian on Canadian soil, and the best thing that you can do are workshops.
He will hopefully be able to prosecute the individuals accountable and responsible. But my discussions with my counterpart in India have been fruitful, and I think they've moved things forward.
So apparently the Department of Justice in Canada and the RCMP have done what they would consider effective workshops in the past. I mean, I don't know how effective those previous workshops were if you needed to do them again now. This is more of a reflection of the nature of the current Liberal government. They're soft on crime, so even when crime is committed in offense to the nation itself and effectively a slap to the face of the current governing body, their response continues to be relatively soft.
Is that an evolution? Because the government at the outset of all of this was saying that India was not cooperating.
It's very much an evolution.
Is that an evolution spurred on by what transpired in the United States?
I think the two are connected for sure. And the U.S. judicial system is different than ours. They unseal indictments in a way we don't. And they were investigating a conspiracy and we're investigating a murder, and theirs was a little more advanced than ours. So,
maybe I'm just too negative, okay? But I really doubt that any conversation you've had with them have gone anywhere. And they're not just laughing at you, but they're laughing at you because you spent 24 hours to fly down to India just so you could turn around and go back accomplishing nothing. Canada just seems to have like a history of dealing with conflicts of this kind really poorly. Like even the 1985 bombing of Air India 182. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, one guy got arrested for that and eventually released. And I think he's basically chilling in BC with his family like right now or something like that. I don't blame Trudeau for that one. I can't blame Trudeau for that one, or even the Liberals for that one. But I really wish we could start to shed this very soft exterior we seem to have.
The information that they revealed supported our position and our assertions with India, and India is working with us, my counterpart in particular, far more closely to resolve this.
You can see how she's really picking her words very, very carefully. And maybe you can say it's because of the investigation and she doesn't want to accidentally reveal anything she shouldn't. But honestly, to me, it feels more like you probably haven't really gotten anywhere. India's going to, nod along, say, yeah, we'll look into it. We'll investigate ourselves. And when we find out we've done nothing wrong, we'll let you know. That's what it feels like listening to this lady.
We think it's important that we resolve what happened to a Canadian citizen. But we have to have people-to-people ties. We have a huge diaspora. Again, we have to have a trade relationship. Our ability to function in the Indo-Pacific does rely on having a healthy relationship with India. And I think that we are working back towards that.
I don't even disagree with that, but I think it's more like you have a friend who treats you bad, who takes your stuff without telling you, who talks crap about you behind your back, but because he's got like a pool or something and you like to swim every now and again, you're going to take his crap. Probably not the best analogy, but I think you understand my point, right? It's like you're allowing yourself to be treated badly in hopes it works out for you in the long run. And I don't think it really will for at least this government's run. Anyways, I just want to give a kind of a brief update on the India story and see how things are going out there. They don't really seem to be going that well to me, but the investigation is still ongoing. Of course, we don't get a lot of details, so we'll have to wait and see how things unfold further. If anybody even takes any kind of fall for this, who knows? At most, India might throw one guy under the bus and be like, hey, this is the person that he won't actually come to Canada, he won't face Canadian's justice system, but India will, take care of him for us. And you'll never hear about that guy again. Well, you will, because Trudeau will continue to tote how great it was that he caught this guy and, justice for Canadians and blah, 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 when actually doing nothing. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more.